Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Georgia in 1929. His parents were Reverend Martin Luther King Sr. and Alberta Williams King. He had a sister named Christine King and a brother named Alfred Daniel King. He was a good student, Martin Luther King Jr., and he went to college to become a preacher. Afterwards, he became one of the greatest speakers of American history. He also became a very famous American leader. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was one of the main leaders of the civil rights movement. Civil rights are rights that should belong to all the citizens of the country and all the people of the world. The civil rights movement in the 1960s focused mainly on equal rights for African Americans. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. worked to make things equal for people regardless of their race or the color of their skin. Dr. King was a minister. He made many speeches, and he gave sermons in his church about what was and was not fair. His speeches helped many people. It helped many people to understand these exact issues. Dr. King believed that it was important to fight for what was right without using violence. The non-violent protests that Dr. King organized and in which he participated included marches and sit-ins where people would sit in an area where something bad had happened and they wouldn't do anything, but they wouldn't leave. Persuaded many Americans that the civil rights movement was right and just. Although Dr. King was a powerful leader and had many followers, not everybody liked him. Some people even hated him or thought that he was dangerous for caring about such things. He lost his life fighting for the rights of many American people. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is remembered for his famous speeches, for his strong principles, and for his tireless work for equality and peace. He is honored in the United States every year in January, a national holiday called Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And it is always celebrated on the third Monday in January. This day is usually celebrated with service and community engagement so that we may act as Martin Luther King Jr. did and make sure that we are taking care of our community and our neighbors. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, first grade.